Hi, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. Um, so I said I was going to come live and said it's so late, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. It's the drama in these YouTube streets, right? I don't even know where to start because there's so much stuff to unpack, or should I say, dive into. Um, now, people were creating videos saying that Tasha was over on her platform saying certain things about Storm, right? I'm not sure if you guys were catching some of those videos, or if you're maybe you have membership with her website and you were already aware that she was doing this. But I feel like I said this already in one of my other videos that Storm was probably because he came off kind of calm for the past few months. Like he was just chilling, right? Like he was on chill mode. He was going on his vacations, just handling his business on his channel. Some people were saying that it was boring, right? But I've started to feel that that was intentional and that he was in this calm mode because he was just letting that contract expire. Um, and so once the contract expired, and I don't know, maybe she felt some kind of way because he created some commentary around that lawsuit when she was going to court with Cardi. So maybe she felt a kind of way about that because she did say some things about him around that time. That's when she came out about the air bid and all that stuff, right? And so I feel like he didn't really respond because maybe he was making sure there was nothing she can do towards him legally. So he didn't want to get her caught up in anything like that. Trying to do anything like that, I should say. And so he just went on and just didn't say a lot, right? Um, but as of late, he's been taking shots at her and Chelsea. And Chelsea, I guess, was saying some things as well. Like I remember she was saying the whole thing about she was the reason, her and Jasmine, that he was getting interviews on his channel, because they were the ones booking for him. So I don't know, but lately, he's kind of been saying taking little shots. I feel like that he was taking shots at her. If he wasn't saying her name, speaking of Tasha K, and then when the whole thing with his car came up missing, so it's been a lot of stuff, right, going on. And then the whole thing with Vaughn, and nobody really still knows what that was about. That could have, I guess, it could be about something other than Tasha K and Chelsea. It could some other things that maybe he was involved in. I don't know. He's saying that once he starts feeling better, he will come and kind of talk about things. But right now, he's not trying to do all of that right now. And I don't blame him. He should just focus on getting himself back um, to where he was before all of that happened. And so, but I feel like at some point he will explain what he knows about what happened because maybe it was something random. And I thought about that too. It could have just been a random situation because Atlanta is off the meter right now. It's like every time you look up, it's something going on. I know they were saying one of the guys from Nappy Roots was shot out there, and hopefully he's doing okay. I don't know what his condition is at this time, but it seems every time we look up, something's going on in Atlanta. So it could have been a random situation, right? But it just sounds good to make it sound as if Tasha K and Chelsea would really do something like that, though, right? And so I feel like people are just kind of running with the story. Um, and so I feel like I said that, though, in one of my last videos that if he was to team up with Armon, that would, would be very interesting, right? Right. Um, And so our mom was going in on Storm last night. He was saying all this stuff about he don't like black people, and I mean he was going on and on and on about his commentary, and I think he said something about him having the diaper on. Had Storm had the diaper on and was had the little binky in his mouth. Um, he was just going in. Then I look up today, and he has Storm over there on his channel. I was like, what is going on? So I don't know. Maybe Storm had already reached out to him and said, look, I mean, because Storm really should not have had, I said this already, but I'm going to say it again. He should not have had an issue with none of these YouTubers. Anything Tasha had going on before he got up with her or whatever, started working with her, he should allow Tasha to fight her own battles. I mean, she don't even know these people herself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how ridiculous it is anyway. So let her handle all of that on her own, right? And then she had the nerve to say something about, oh, instead of Storm or some of these other male YouTubers talking to her, they should be talking to her husband. But people don't even see your husband. Half these people probably don't even know you have a husband, right? Because a lot of people come to our channels and they are not subscribers. Some people just come to your channel and watch the video because they didn't have nothing else to do in that moment, right? And so everybody don't know your story, and your husband is not in sight, okay? And some of these YouTubers as well, they probably don't even know she's married. So to assume that everybody knows your situation is kind of just you assuming that. But yeah, Storm knows that she has a husband. But why would he start talking to the husband if the husband's not saying anything to him? Um, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with all of that. I think that it's not okay for women to throw stones at men and expect them not to say anything, right? Like that you're trying to set it up to where you could just, run over on somebody. That's how I see it. But that's just how I see it. Anyway, she I didn't realize that she was on Chelsea's channel. I should have known because the live was like 3 hours long. I don't think Chelsea is really on her platform for 3 hours like that on a normal basis. Um, and so she and Jovi, Chelsea, and Tasha, and they're talking about Storm, of course, Armon, Conscious TV. She talking about she gonna buy him a new install. I'm like, oh Lord, she just coming for all the girls, honey. She talked about Armand. She didn't really talk about Armand in a bad way, however. She just kind of said how he made Storm cry one time or something. Um, and then she said Storm was threatening to off Jaguar, right? Now, I don't believe that, but I will say this. I think people do think Storm is I don't know if anybody's back here. If you guys want to say anything, you can come on. Um, I don't think Storm is as sweet, and I've said this before anyway. I don't think Storm is sweet and innocent the way people try to play him. I think that he's smart, is what he is. He knows when to just keep whatever he's feeling to himself. And so when people don't really know the angle you're coming from, they will just assume whatever it is that they want to assume. And so people just want to assume that you're a sweet, nice person because you're not saying anything. Don't make that true, right? Just because he's not, loud and going off and all of that all the time, do not mean that he's some sweet, nice person. And yeah, he has that sweet Gary Coleman cheeks um, look about himself. But like I said, that do not make people the nicest. That don't make him nice. And so I don't know that I believe he said he was going to off Jaguar. I think that he may have cussed her out because I think he kind of went off on her. What was that, last year or the year before when he had the Burger King crown on? He went off. Um, but Yeah, like Storm, if people have never seen Storm in action, he definitely has it in him. And so people shouldn't assume that he won't snap on somebody because he certainly will. Because he definitely went in on Jaguar. Um, and I expect him to go in on Tasha as well. The more she keeps poking the bear. Like I think that he's been he just kind of testing the waters of how people may feel about him saying certain things. But I definitely think that he's gonna let her have it eventually. Um, because sometimes people can go below the belt at the wrong time, right? And I think that she definitely is one of those people that will hit below the belt, but she won't expect people to do that back to her. And yeah, I think she's gonna have it coming if she keeps doing all the stuff that she's doing. I mean, she was saying all kind of stuff in that life, so now it makes sense why Storm was saying some of the stuff that he was saying. Um, she did the whole thing about the airbend and his mother and saying he put his mother out and did all that. And then she got upset in this live that I was just watching because he said that her and Chelsea have dish rag. What do you say? Dish rag boobs or something? I don't know I don't know how he worded that, but it called them dish rags. Anyway, you can't get upset at him saying all that when you sit here talking about this man's mama. Like all is fair in love and war when you hit him below the belt. And people's mamas and people's kids, like they should be off limits. Like that lady did do nothing to you. So why are you even talking about her? You need to be talking about him. That's kind of how I feel about it. I think that when you come from somebody's mother like that, then you should expect them to kind of come for you. But yeah, she sounded a little upset about some of the stuff that he was saying. Then, like I said, she was doing the whole thing about he's gonna off Jaguar and what else were they saying? Then she was kind of going in on like I said, the conscious TV guy. I don't know what that's about because I personally really don't follow that person. I know who they are, but I don't. I just don't really get into their videos like that. I was watching the video when Conscious TV when he had Tasha and Storm and all of the players over there, and that's when Storm went off on Tasha and said that you the one who brought the guy to my house. Speaking of Von Ray, then they didn't really Tasha and well, it's 3 hours. I didn't watch the whole 3 hours, so I don't know. I didn't hear them going in on about Vaughn at all. I did not hear them bring him up, but they were bringing up Armon and bringing up the conscious TV guy and and King Pay. She told about he always said from the period to the period, from the period to the period. Yeah, it did. I get what Armand was saying. It definitely felt like she was on a attack of the girls. She definitely was. And I can hear the King of Reeds calling her homophobic any minute now. Because he calls everybody homophobic. Like you cannot say nothing about nobody gay child. He was and it really tickles me because he just do it so much it's hard to take him serious at this point. um but yeah, I can hear him doing that in a minute, and I think she kind of was doing that intentionally. I do see what Armand was saying about that, but who else was she going to talk about? Like, y'all really are the players at the end of the day, so that doesn't make her homophobic when there's nobody else for her to talk about, because the women on here pretty much ignore her ass. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the women just ignore her. Like they're not, Lovely T went off on her one time and they haven't had nothing else to say to each other. And I think that that's best because people are on here to do what they have their platform set up to do, not to sit here and argue with Tasha K. So I don't know, but I think the girls, the other girls, they tend to feed into her that way, and so I don't know. So it's not homophobic. I mean, there's nobody else for her to argue with. Most of the people that she had a problem with, just happen to be black and gay. So male, I should say, a black gay male. So there's no, she's not going to get into no arguments with, like I said, with Lovely T or any other female, a woman she has an issue with on here, because for the most part, they just kind of ignore her. And then when your platform is not as large as some of these people, they won't say your name anyway. So you can say whatever you want to say. They're not going to say nothing to you. So it's kind of that part too. And so there's really nobody for her to go back and forth with other than the guys. Because yeah, they brought up King Payne. She brought up Conscious TV, Storm, and Armon. And she didn't really say much about Armon. I think that she really don't want it with Armon like that for whatever reason. Oh, because of the car. I think it's the Cardi thing, right? I really do. I think it's the Cardi thing. I think he really went and got on Cardi's team really to shut Tasha K down anyway, if we really just want to go there. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Then just from what King Payne was playing of of the Storm conversation, Storm, he was saying the thing about the dish rag and the boobs and all that. And, he was definitely letting her know, you didn't make me. He put the Jay-Z song up as well. Like, if you made one hoe, go make another one. Um, because, and like I said in my other video, the other video I just put up, I don't feel like she made him. I think that the Jaguar viral video is what put him over. Just like the Kevin Samuels video, when Kevin Samuels told that lady she was average at best, put him over. He did not, he had like a 200,000 sub channel. I'm speaking of Kevin Samuels. When he said that to that lady, and that story kind of started buzzing all around, celebrities start, you always know when stuff is over the top when the celebrities start talking about it. When they started talking about it, his channel started going up, and that's when he went into that million subs. He was not at a million subs before that, and it's the same thing with Storm. Jaguar pushed him up when she went viral in that interview, right, talking about everybody. So um, Tasha helped him to grow his channel. She probably gave him a lot of advice, a lot of good sound advice of things, mistakes that she probably made for him not to make. I'm not saying she didn't help him, but she didn't take his channel to wherever she's trying to say. I think he did that on his own because he still maintains that he was the one who reached out to Jaguar himself. So he did that for himself. Um, and, I think, like Mob Radio was saying a couple years ago, it's okay to work with people, but if you got yourself to the point that where Storm had got himself, he probably could have got wherever, right? Eventually, you were going to probably get there anyway, right? And just like he got that viral moment, excuse me, with Jaguar, he will probably get another one if he keep it up, right? Just keep doing what he do. He will probably get another one. And so that's, I feel like those, somebody else was saying that as well, but about a completely different story. That is how you grow these channels. It's the viral stuff is what's really doing it, right? And I think Tasha understands that because she went viral and she was getting the numbers because she was arguing with these celebrities, in particular Cardi B. And she was doing it at the height of Cardi B's career. So Cardi B was growing and she was growing with her because she was going back and forth with her, right? Online. So people who were watching Cardi was watching Cardi go in on Tasha K and vice versa, right? And so let's just be honest about that. Um, and I understand she's trying to have her management thing or whatever, but like, you can't be out here representing yourself a certain way. And that's kind of what I wanted to come on here and say too, because I said this before about her. She needs to learn how to manage people before you start managing people, because some of the stuff that she's doing is not professional. It's definitely making other YouTubers who might end up, wanting to come under her not want to, because she's certainly coming off like she's not trustworthy. Now y'all can let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it, but she don't come off trustworthy when you're out here repeating that you had to buy his mama air bed and all that stuff when they moved to Atlanta. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's a violation of people's privacy, what's going on in their home, to the point where that was something that nobody even had to know. It was nobody's business. Because I'm sure there's things about about Tasha K's personal home life that Storm probably picked up on, that he could jump on social media and blast out here. And he haven't done that, but I'm sure there are things that he can come out here and say that she probably not even thinking about. And so something like that, like, she didn't need to do that. And then you're the one trying to manage these people. Storm is not trying to manage anybody. So you're the one looking, you don't look trustworthy, right? On top of the fact that you just got better at not telling lies on folks. Uh, so yeah, I mean, and I'm not taking no side, and I'm still not taking no side in it. I'm just saying, like, and some of the stuff that people are not saying to Tasha, they need to say. Like, for you to try to sit out here and manage people, like, you got to get a little bit more professional than that. Like, I understand you get upset at people and you want to take shots at people, because that's what we do. Like, people shoot the dozens, people sit out here and talk smack about each other. I got it. But you're conducting business in the middle of all of this. And it's not giving business. It's not giving professional at all, or trustworthy, like I said, with someone's personal information, personal business, ideas. People could be sitting in meetings with her, giving her ideas and going over ideas for their own stuff, and then she run off with the idea, right? And so you have to feel like you could trust people to conduct business with them, and it's just not a good look to me. It's not a good look. And certain people could be wanting her to act a certain way because maybe they're benefiting from it, right? And so it's that part too. She got to be smart about who she got around her that's allowing her to do things a certain way as well. Um, because I mean, yeah, I was laughing all day today, honey, because this was crazy. It was just messy. It was just messy. Larry Reed got pulled into it. She talking about he didn't pay the lawyer the 25,000 or 35,000. I don't know. It just got messy. And I'm like, how did Larry Reed get into this? Larry Reed always in the middle of something. But she was saying, I guess he introduced her to Olga. That's the lady that was representing her, one of the people that was representing her during her trial. I think the lady's still representing her for this appeal as well. Um, but they're saying this is allegedly that Larry introduced Olga to Tasha, and that she was working with him on a case, and he raised money or something to pay her, but he didn't give her the money. I think that's what Tasha was saying. So I don't know. I'm sure we're gonna hear more about that as well. Um, Something about he took half the money and gave her half, but he told his listeners that he was raising the money to give to the lawyer. So I don't know. Y'all know these YouTubers be on. They they have all kind of stuff going, and so I don't know what that means as far as Tasha and Larry Reed's relationship, because I thought they were cool with each other. So I was like, where is that coming from? Like, what is that about? I don't know. But I'm sure it will come out eventually. What else is going on? the whole thing, like she over there saying that he said he was gonna off Jaguar. I think Jaguar was kind of threatening him too, though. So, um, yeah, I don't think she could go anywhere with that, especially how she was talking to Storm when she got upset with him. But I don't know. And then Storm and Armand did the interview, and Storm was saying that allegedly um, Tasha and Chelsea were threatening Von Ray by saying that they were going to say he R worded or SA'd Chelsea, um, which is disturbing that people would even play as a woman, that they would even play with that. Like, that's not something that you play with at all. And that's highly disturbing to hear. Um, because if something really happened to one of them, nobody would believe it at this point with them putting stuff like out here like that. I don't know what these people be thinking, but they would just be doing all kind of stuff on this YouTube, honey. But anyway, that was disturbing to me. That really stood out in their conversation because I don't think I ever heard that before. I know Vaughn, that's why Vaughn was filming her. Remember, Vaughn was filming Chelsea and Chelsea was laying in the bed. He said because he didn't trust her and he didn't want her to lie about their conversation. And so that's why he was filming her. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if these people think this stuff make them look good or what they think, but people definitely certainly are judging you on the stuff that you're putting out here like that, making up stuff like that on people or saying that you would make it up. And I honestly, I don't know why they would even say that to him. But I know they were saying Chelsea wanted Vaughn and Storm to not work together on that light skin podcast. And so Tasha was trying to break it up. Tasha then was saying, I remember she went live, and I talked about this in one of the videos back a few months ago, where she went live and she said that she didn't think it was a good idea for them to talk about some of the stuff that they were talking about, even though they didn't say anybody's name. Tasha said that the lady that Storm was talking about was a YouTuber that he had spent, I guess, some time with. I'll word it that way. And then everyone assumed that Von Ray was talking about Chelsea, right? And so, but they didn't say anybody's name. And then that's when all the nonsense started. And, they ended the Light Skin podcast together. I mean, working together. Because I think Vaughn tried to bring some other guy in, but that's when Storm left. And so I still don't really get that. But it makes sense because obviously Storm is under contract with Tasha, and Tasha was saying that she just didn't want him to get caught up in any more lawsuits since she had the whole thing going with Cardi. At least that's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. I don't know. But she was saying that she was just, I guess, paranoid about it catching any more cases. So she just thought that Storm shouldn't say certain things, especially about people that could make people feel like it was defamation of their character. And so that's why she wanted them to not do their light skin podcast because she felt like Storm was easily influenced by Von Ray. And so, um, I don't know, like, because I think I said in that video when I was talking about that he's still an adult, though, he's a grown man. But I guess it wasn't the whole contract part of it wasn't really, and Tasha claims that she is going to present this contract that Storm signed. Because yeah, if you have it in there that he can't do anything that will hurt his image, then that's one thing. But hopefully that's in the contract because you can't just run around telling this man how to live his life and he's a grown man. And I think it was that part for me. I think that's what I said in the video. Like she can't just because it came off like mother hen, her advice. It just came off like she was trying to tell him how to live his life. And so um I wasn't really thinking about the contract like that. But yeah, maybe it really was about the contract. She just didn't want him to get upset the YouTuber, and I still don't know who she's talking about. Because to my understanding, Storm was saying that he didn't want to date, but that was probably before he made all that money off that Jaguar video. But he was saying he was just trying to get himself together and get just work on what he was trying to work on business wise. That he wasn't focused on dating. So I don't know. But just because he's telling us that, that do not mean that that's how he's really living his life, right? He could be doing whatever, and whatever he's doing, that's his business, right? It has nothing to do with what he's saying on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, whatever he's doing on the other end, that's what it is. So I mean, I don't think anybody thinks that he's not doing anything at all. I think that we get that he probably is seeing people, right? Even if it's not a serious relationship. But I don't know. I just still feel like that's not enough to mess up somebody's relationship. Even the Von Ray situation, even her saying that she didn't want him to do the light skin podcast. That's why I think it was just a combination of a lot of things, right? And probably people getting in his ear as well and saying you didn't really need to go that route with the contract. It was probably a combination of a lot of stuff. um but like I said, I think that she needs to tighten up on her professionalism, because that do not look good, her out here putting this man's business out here. Like he said, well, I think Armand was saying it, that she was probably doing the stuff that she was doing for him to kind of make it make him feel like he can trust her, when the truth of the matter is he really couldn't. She was kind of buying his time. That's what somebody else was saying. And yeah, you can kind of see that because it sounded like she was doing stuff for him, and now she's throwing it in his face that she was doing it, right? So I don't know. Um, yeah, it was so much going on, and I feel like Tasha and Chelsea are kind of avoiding talking about Vaughn. They're not really talking about Vaughn. Um, but they're talking about everybody else. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Storm and Armand might go live again? Because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Storm shouldn't have went to Armand's platform." I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I think that when you do things, when you give, sometimes things will come back. And so for him to go ahead on it and say, okay, it's okay, I'm gonna let you get this one, the next time something else comes around and they want to do something together, then they could do it on Storm's platform. You never know the type of things that will come up or happen, and our mind will look for Storm, right? So I'm not looking at it like that at all. I think that that didn't hurt Storm to go over there and talk to him, right? At all. To me, I don't feel like it was going to hurt his platform or hurt him in any way, because a lot of his storm chasers were in the comments. That part was funny too, because everybody was in the comments. All the YouTubians was in the comments, and the storm chasers, and other people. You can just tell, you could sense that it was some people in there, probably under some fake accounts and stuff, just based on the stuff that they were saying. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what how did this conversation between Storm and Armon happen? Did Storm reach out to Armon and Armon reach out to Storm? Because Armon was on vacation, and I talked about that in my community tab when he had the hot pink thong on, and I think he said where was he at? I think he was in Mexico, and with his boyfriend, because he put a picture on his Instagram, another picture of them, and then he was live. The next thing I know, he was back on his platform. Um, so maybe they made this arrangement before he went on vacation, and we just didn't know about it. Because, like I said, I knew Storm was going to strike, and he was going to strike with somebody that Tasha didn't like, right? I think there was a method to all of that. People don't need to be upset that he was on Armand's platform, because he did that intentionally. Um, and I felt like he was, at some point, he was going to strike back, especially if she's over on her website talking about him, right? And people running back to him, telling him the stuff that she's saying. And then some other YouTubers are creating commentary around it, right? So he knew that she was saying things about him. I don't know. I think that I'm happy to see them get along, Storm and Armand, because I didn't really get why they were not talking to each other anyway. And yeah, that's gonna make for some entertainment when they do tag team her. Um, but she don't really come for Armand like that. I think that she recognized that Armand is probably competition for her in a real way, even without him having a million subs. He really don't need the million subs, because I feel like he's definitely putting himself in a position to where the sub thing and the YouTube thing don't matter as much as people would like to make people think that it matters. It matters by way of you getting paid by YouTube, but everything else, with everything else that he might be trying to do, I don't think that it it's a big deal in that way. And so yeah, he is competition for her in that way, because she could probably see Storm. I'm not Storm. Well, Storm as well, but she could definitely see Armand moving into something else, right? On a larger scale or larger platform. And so she don't really mess with him like that. Like she's gonna ride Storm till the wheels fall off. Um, Not really probably understanding his potential as well. But that's neither here nor there. But I think she's gonna ride Storm more than she's gonna ride Armand. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Um, I'm curious to know what happened to Vaughn, what that was about, if he even knows, because it could have been random. Aletta is off the chain. It could have been random, but if he's aware, I'm just hoping that he's safe and okay. That nothing else is gonna happen. Um, but he went live today for like 20 minutes, and to my understanding from listening to Wiley, he really didn't say much. He was just saying he's getting better. No, that wasn't Wiley. That was King Pain. And then Wiley is going to. This is the thing about King Pain and Wiley that I wanted to touch on. Like I say, it was a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to just remember all this stuff. Um, Wiley gets along with Storm. Armand don't like Wiley. I think he was on his podcast today and said that he still will never talk to Wiley. Allegedly, I don't know. People came into Wiley's live saying that. Armand is cool with King Pain. Storm is not, because he's the one that's kind of really pushing this narrative that this Jake person, the spiritual, whatever he is, this spiritual person, is Storm's friend. So I don't think Storm likes that. And um, people were bringing this up to Wiley. They were saying, like, I wonder how King Pang feels knowing that Armand is cool now with Storm. Even though I think in the beginning of the live, I didn't hear the beginning at first, but I went back to listen to some of it. Armand was saying that he and Storm had already kind of moved past everything a while ago. So I don't know what that means. I really don't. So maybe they had a conversation. Maybe they ran into each other somewhere. Maybe they have a mutual friend that nobody knows about, and that person was trying to get them to talk to each other. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I wonder how that works if King Payne and Armand are friends, and now he's cool with Storm, and Storm don't like King Payne. King Payne don't like Storm. I wonder how that's going to work out. And the Wiley thing too, because Wiley and Storm still get along. Storm was in the comments when the Wiley show was on. He was in the comments, and all them winos was in there. Child, that mess had me tickled. It was like so many winos in there talking about Storm, and I think Storm finally just went on and left. He was like, "Oh no, let me just get out of here." Um, I think Larry Reed was in there, the live as well. Yeah, I'm curious to know what the Larry Reed and Tasha K thing is about, because I thought they got along with each other, but maybe it's over the lawyer. Maybe the lawyer fees is what that was really about. I don't know. But they're saying that Larry did not give her the money that he owed her, or he still haven't paid her in full, or something to that effect. He still haven't paid her in full. However, he raised all his money to pay the lawyer, but didn't give it to the lawyer. That's what they're saying. So I don't know what's true and what's not. Um, and because they know each other personally, I'm sure he reached out to Tasha one on one. Everything don't have to come to YouTube. People bring things to YouTube that they want to bring to YouTube, but they could have a conversation without bringing it to YouTube. So I don't know. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen, what Tasha's going to say about Storm and Armand talking to each other. And if she's going to say anything, because tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow's her Friday show. I think she usually is on YouTube on Fridays. So the timing of them talking to each other was good as well, right? But we'll see tomorrow. I'm sure Chelsea will have a lot to say as well, especially with them saying that she wanted to accuse Bond of things. So she may speak on it. She might not. Maybe she won't say anything at all. I don't know. Um, Sounds like Tasha's falling out with the conscious TV person. I really don't know her relationship with King Payne. I'm assuming because Storm didn't get along with him, she didn't either. But she was saying something about him saying period to the period. is ridiculous. She said, every other word is period. And then he say period. Oh my God. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about what we experienced today with the whole Armand and Storm connection. Do you think they will connect again and try to work together on something? Or at least go live again. You know, maybe they made some type of pact, like I'll go live on your platform and then you come live on mine. You know, there's no harm in that. Um, I don't know. Maybe Armand Storm will try to get Armand to move past whatever beef he has with the Wiley show as well. You know, maybe we'll see all of them on panels together. I don't know. What do you guys think about all of this? Do you buy into the whole thing of Tasha saying that she fell out with Storm because he was violating her contract by talking bad about one of the YouTubers he claimed he slept with? He and he did say that though. I will have to say I can vouch for him on that. I can recall him saying that several times because a lot of women flirt with him in his comments. He said that he wasn't looking for a relationship right now. He was just really trying to work on himself and just reaching the goals that he set for himself, and that was it. He is not focused on a relationship. He said that several times, and that he said the older he gets, the more he probably will want a child somewhere in there. Yeah, he's maintained that a few times that he wasn't looking for a relationship. I don't know who they're talking about. I don't know who this YouTuber they're talking about. I'm assuming the person is in Atlanta. Then again, maybe they're not. I don't know. Um, and I forget who he said was trying to hook him up with Nick at night. I think he said Tasha. It was Tasha. Yeah, and like I said that before in an older video. I don't. That didn't make sense because they don't live in the same city. Like, what? Why would you chase somebody that you're never going to see? And then putting these videos together and going live on YouTube is time consuming. Like, you don't have time to be traveling like that unless you're gonna let her use your. And then you don't want people to know y'all dating, so she can't. It's not like she can use your backdrop, your backdrop in her videos, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I can't remember who was saying it now because so much stuff was said today, but she was definitely trying to out him. I feel like she was trying to out him. And I don't know if she was doing that intentionally to in a malice way, or if she just wanted him to be honest about who he was. But it definitely felt like like I said, even when she was bringing the whole Rainbow Coalition through there, T.S. Madison, um, King of Reeds, and Funky Dineva, everybody asking him, you know, are you one of us? I didn't think, like, why not break that up? Why not go in and interview somebody that you know is not LGBT? Like, it's so many YouTubers out here, so many YouTubers in Atlanta, you know, that you could have had on your platform. You did not have to line that up like that. So yeah, it definitely looked like she was trying to, I don't know. And if he is, he probably has his reasons for not wanting to say that he is. And if he's not, like, who wants to get, you know, beat up like that all the time about something that they're not even, you know, the lifestyle they're not even living. So I don't know. It's neither here nor there. I don't think people really care if Storm is or if he's not. I think that I didn't get why she was doing that either. So I thought that was a good question. It definitely came off like she was trying to out him, even by trying to hook him up with Nick at Night. I feel like she was trying to hook him up with YouTubers that might have said, would tell whatever they knew, right? Whatever they could find out from him. And yeah, because why are you trying to hook him up anyway? He know how to hook himself up. And if he want to date somebody, so I don't know. Hi, Lisa. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if it just felt like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. It felt like she could have been trying to out him. Um, I don't know if she was or not, but she definitely was doing certain little things and trying to hook him up. And it's like, why do he need to be in a relationship? Why he just can't be single? Why he just and run his platform? Why do he need to? On top of the fact that they were supposed to be hosting the seller, so he was going to have his own channels to run because he has the celebrity doctor channel. They used to be called something. He's changed his channel's names several times. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to throw people off. I don't know, but so he's running his channels. Then he's gonna come and well, they were going to do that podcast together. When was he gonna have time to be in a relationship with somebody? I think it's different when Tasha, you're married, your husband is in the house with you. So, I think it's different if you already have a solid relationship and you start doing all this YouTube and stuff. But when you don't have that, you kind of have to pick and choose. And people really don't have time like that. I do agree with Storm about that. Um, so yeah, there was no reason for anybody to be pushing any agenda for him to be in a relationship. So yeah, it felt like something was behind that to me. That's just my opinion. So I think it was a lot of stuff that kind of messed with their work relationship. And whether she wants to admit that or not, I don't know. But I think it wasn't just what she's saying, about the light skin podcast. I think it was a lot of stuff. I think the way she handled that Jaguar situation, you could see Storm's face and some of that, and he wasn't pleased. Um, I think the way she handled that, how she took that situation from him and put it on herself, and we made videos about that last year. My channel is no longer up that I was talking about that, but yeah, I mean, she took that whole Jaguar situation off of him and put it on her. That she was doing the surviving Jaguar and all that stuff. You know, yeah, mm, yeah, it was a lot going on. It was definitely a lot going on. And I think when you try to manage people, um, it's a way to do things in a way to treat people and talk to people. And maybe she needs to take a management course or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, and then spreading people's business and they, like I said, that's not gonna sit well with a lot of people. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you think she's going to present us with this contract? Because she said she's going to let Chelsea show the contract or something, so people could see what the contract was saying. Um, and I don't know what the percentage was. I know the going percentage for management is 10%. So I don't know if she was going to get 10% of whatever he started earning once she was actually helping his numbers to go up, and not just the subs but the clicks and the views as well, because that is where the money is at, in the views. And so he could get all the subs, but if people are not watching the videos, and that wasn't really helping him. um so I don't know. Do you think she's going to show us this contract? Do you think Armon and Storm will come live again together, go live again together? or work on something together. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And the Jason Lee thing too, because I don't Jason Lee probably don't care about Storm like that. I mean, at least I don't think so. But they did have that war of words. And I know not Storm, Armand is working with Jason Lee. Now, I think it was King Payne. No, it wasn't King Payne. Who was saying that? Somebody was saying, so this is allegedly, one of these YouTubers was saying they felt like Armand and Jason Lee might have been messing around. I don't necessarily believe that because I don't think that Armand is Jason's type. He is a bit of a colorist. I don't think he would date Armand. I don't think he looks at Armand like that. Um, so yeah, I don't believe that. And Armand has a boyfriend, a long-term boyfriend, even though y'all don't see him. He was on camera one time, what, a year, maybe even 2 years ago now. Because I think that was in 2000. And if you do watch Armand's videos, you can hear him sometimes talking to someone. I feel like he is talking to his boyfriend, even though he's not announcing that. But I think I've seen the boyfriend before on camera. Now I know I don't, some people were saying that the boyfriend didn't move with him from the Bay Area to Los Angeles, but I think the boyfriend moved with him. I don't know. Um, Maybe if Armand goes over to Storm's channel, Storm will do a Q&A with him and he'll ask him about that and the whole Jason Lee thing as well, because some people seem to think that they're messing around and that's why he's hooking Armand up. I have my own suspicions on why he's doing that, and I'm not going to go into it because it's neither here nor there. um, you don't think he should have been talking to Armand? She want who back? Storm? I don't know. I don't know about that because Storm was saying that Chelsea was going hard too. Chelsea was going hard to get rid of him in a way because she wants to move in to build her. Everybody. I feel. Let me say this, and I agree with Storm about this. That's why I said Storm is smart. He might be the youngest one in that crew, but he is smart. I'm going to tell you that he's right about that. Everybody that is on YouTube with an agenda, okay, and that includes Chelsea and Tasha. And I agree with what he was saying as far as everybody uses people, um, and everybody understands that they may be getting used. And I'm not talking about negative stuff or people abusing people. I'm not speaking in those terms. I'm just speaking as far as, you wash my back, I wash yours, business wise, networking wise. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what I feel Storm was talking about. I'm not talking about abuse or abusing people's kindness. And I don't think that's what Storm was saying either. I think that Chelsea um, is building her own platforms. She's definitely trying to put herself in position to do the things that she wants to do as well. Remember, she said she worked under Jason Lee for a long time and Jason wasn't helping her. So she's not going to make the same mistake twice. She's going to get out here and she's this time around and she's going to make sure that she inserts herself and put herself out there while she has the opportunity to do that. And I think that's what she's doing. And I think that's what Storm means when he says that. Um, and it became a battle for that time with Tasha. If you're giving that attention to Storm, then you're not going to give it to me. I need you to be pushing Chelsea's agenda. I need you to be saying Chelsea's name and not saying Storm's name. You get what I'm saying? When you're sitting in front of your hundreds of thousands of viewers, I need you to be saying Chelsea's name and not Storm's name. So I got what Storm was saying about that, and I agree with him. Business wise, yeah, these people, Storm did not reach out to Tasha just to reach out to her. That was business. And he really should have kept it on that. That was my point. He should have kept it on business. He should have never got so personal with her. Even though I know he probably felt like in order for me to make this move to Atlanta, I need help to do it. I get that. I get what he was saying with that. Um, but he definitely should have kept his distance from her and not allowed her so much into his personal business. And he shouldn't have been taking up battles for her, because he should not have came to YouTube and ruined relationships with other YouTubers in the name of Tasha K. And I agree with Armon about that. Like, let her have whatever she got going on with people on her own, right? She can handle that. Um, you said it's Chelsea and Von's fault. Yeah, but I think that is what Storm was saying, that Chelsea was definitely trying to push, and maybe she used the whole Von situation to push Storm out. You guys ever thought about that? Like, maybe she was using it. She didn't care about Von as much as she was, putting on, because she wanted to use Von to push Storm out. Well, I could create a situation about, oh no, I don't think they should be over there doing that. They should be talking about girls, and because we don't know who Von was talking about. People was assuming he was talking about Chelsea, but he could have been talking about some other woman, right? We don't know. And so like I said, I agree with Storm on that. If she was looking to push herself, she probably was trying to get Storm up out of there. Maybe not fully out the way it went down, but yeah, she probably was trying to put a little distance between Storm and Tasha to put more focus on herself, because she spends a lot of time with Tasha now. You guys notice that? She's traveling with her. I noticed that Tasha had her hosting the Essence um, coverage. She was interviewing people for Tasha's Kibi Studios, I guess. Um, and so, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Chelsea's like, no, it's my time, right? It's not Storm's time. And unfortunately, it's a dog eat dog world like that. People will get really competitive with you like that if they feel like you are in the way. Um, but yeah, that's why I said Tasha has to do better at the way she's managing people, because she has to be able to recognize this type of behavior as well. And I'm not saying that should mess with her friendship with Chelsea. I'm just saying you can't try to bring YouTubers in there and you got somebody that's really fighting for a position already in there, ready to do all this underhanded stuff. So it's that part as well, because maybe Tasha's not recognizing what's going on, um, while she's trying to build her brand. I don't know. I think that Storm and Tasha was having issues, though. I do. I feel like they already had stuff going on. Like I said, they already was the even before Von. You had the Jaguar situation. I think Von's situation was like what were they? How does that saying go? It was the last straw. It was the last. That was it. Storm couldn't take anymore, because you could tell he wanted to snap on her with that Jaguar stuff too, but he didn't. He was holding his mule, as they used to say. He was holding his mule, and he was holding his mule too through the bond stuff, until that contract expired. Because like he said, he didn't want them to be able to try to pull nothing legal on him. And so, because that contract was legal, even though she was saying it wasn't. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when we see this contract. Um, I mean, she said it was up when they kind of went off on each other on Conscious TV. She was saying that she released him from the contract, but he didn't trust it. It was dated July, when he say 15th or something. So he wanted to make sure that that date passed. And I don't blame him. He did the right thing to me, because he always go have time to go live and go in. If that's what if that's what he wanted to do, right? Because now he can say whatever he wanted to say. And she's certainly pushing him to do it, right? But yeah, I don't know that I think that Vaughn and Chelsea was just it. I think the Jaguar situation, the Rainbow Coalition coming through there asking him if he was gay, all of it. I think it was all of it, to be honest. Even the Nick at Night situation. I think that the way that Nick at Night situation didn't need to play out in public. Um, I think it was a few things that was going on, and I think the Von Ray and Chelsea thing just kind of took Storm over. It was like he had had enough, and he probably was rethinking signing the contract in the first place. That's kind of what I think it was, Lisa. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen now with Armon and Storm. And these other moving parts, the Jason Lees, the Larry Reeds, the Wiley, and the King Payne, because they both have friendships with some of these guys, and then some of them don't like the other. And so I wonder if that's going to come into play um, at all with this group. But we'll have to wait and see. And I'm sure Tasha tomorrow is probably good. I don't know. She might not. Sometimes she might not, she might save it. She might not say anything tomorrow, because I think she's on YouTube on Fridays. So if she comes to YouTube tomorrow, she might not say anything about Armand and Storm. She might wait to put it on her website or something. But I think Chelsea will have something to say. I don't think Vaughn really knew what was going on. I think he was just on his own time. I don't think he came on YouTube because of Armand and Storm. I think that he came because he was just gonna. He set up today to come on YouTube and say what he had to say. I don't think he's aware of the stuff that's going on right now until somebody tell him. So he might come back as well and say some things, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about all these stories in the comments. How did you feel about seeing Armand and Storm together? Um, it didn't bother me in a negative way. I'm happy to see them get along. Um, we'll see how long it lasts. Oh, and that's what Storm was saying in this private, in his private live, that when Chelsea and Tasha fall out, he said he going live. He said he going live the minute the news hit. Yeah, because Tasha has a pattern and kind of falling out with everybody. But like Armand was saying, he can respect it because she's consistent in that way. She kind of falls out with everybody. So I think people can see it. I think Armand was saying the only reason they won't fall out is because they're both women, and I don't know. I don't agree with that, because women are very catty. In a heartbeat, they keep up some mess. So I don't know. I really don't. And I don't really know what they will fall out about, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible they could fall out. I agree with him on that. But Storm would say he's going live the minute it happens. Let me know what you guys think about all these stories. How long do you think this Storm and Armon situation will last? I mean, I don't expect them to become BFFs, and Armon lives in LA, and Storm is in Atlanta. But Storm loves to travel, so give him a reason to go to LA, right? Have somebody to go hang out with. Which would be funny to see them together live. Because you never thought you would see the day. But yeah, I'm glad they're cool with each other. I don't like. There was no real reason for them to be out here going at each other anyway. I gotta get off of here, but let me know what y'all think about all these stories in the comments. And I will see. I might go live tomorrow night as well. I'm not sure, but it depends on what's going on. I didn't get a chance to put the video up about this whole versus stuff, but maybe I'll just make a video about it. I was gonna go live about that as well. There's some other stuff that's going on as well, but yeah, either I'll go live or I'll put a video up tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.